What's up, everybody? I'm DJ Handcuffz with my boy Chino Dollar here.
What's up with you?
What's going on, man?
Chilling, man. Trying to put it back together.
Sound like it's already been like a long day for you.
Yeah, man. I've been up since like 7:30. Working on a few things, trying to get some concrete laid. That's it.
Okay. So I want to talk a little bit of your book. What's going on right now? You got a book out?
Yeah, actually, I got The Hustler Dream Part 1 out, 10 Rap Commandments. Another author has a story I published, White Man's Woman. My player partner, Broadway, he has his book out. We published Squares Out Your Circle.
And these books you written while you were incarcerated.
Yeah. I never thought about being an author, man. That was something like real far-fetched. But, once you get time on your hands and you get to thinking about stuff and people telling you like, man, you got a story, man, asking you questions, and you get locked up in the hustler. He realizes, hey, this is an opportunity, because in prison, while you're incarcerated, that's how people do it. They read. So I'm looking at it as, shit, I can make a few dollars.
Okay. How many books did you write while you were incarcerated?
Actually, personally, I wrote 3.
Okay.
Well, 4. The other 2 haven't been released yet. I haven't published them yet.
So you've published 4 while you were incarcerated.
Yeah. 2 of them were mine, 2 of them were other people's titles, and I have 2 more that I've written that haven't been published.
Okay. So, I want to talk a little bit about A Hustler's Dream. I read a little bit. To me, it was like a movie. Like, I was Chino Dollar.
Yeah, I wrote it in the form of thinking about other people. What could they relate to? You know what I mean? Because somebody can always relate to your story. And I put it in the form of, I wanted people to not only see my life, but other entertainers' lives in Atlanta. Because, it goes back to, Kilo, Raheem the Dream, the Hard Boys, Rico Wade, Sleepy Ray, Outkast. Excuse me. It was a journey that a lot of people can relate to. And I felt like the story hadn't really been told, because we didn't have a hip-hop scene. We had local stuff we listened to, skating ring stuff, and me being me, like, summertime here in Atlanta, then I go back to school, I go to Athens, and it was like, when I go back, I would be stocked up on Edward J. mixtape. I would have, like, shit that my cousin and would just want to bump my Walkman and listen to, and it kind of influenced, I guess, a lot of other local artists, because we started trying to dig in, we were like other people doing it.
So I know that you were working very hard in the music game when BMF was doing their big thing. They had Young G's. You get to sit on the sidelines and watch that a little bit. Big Meech is getting ready to be released shortly.
Shout out to Meech, man. That was one of the realest dudes that I encountered, from back in the GC days, before it was a million dudes around screaming BMF, and it was like being in that era, like we used to hit the club 100 deep. You got 100 luxury cars. You got $80,000 in the club. We locked the door at Magic City. That's the after party. Because at the time we were doing Boys in the Hood. Nitty produced Them Boys. So, Block was pushing Boys in the Hood. And being that was the single, we all kind of moved as a unit. You know what I mean? Shout out to my boy Ill Will, man. Keep your head up, Ill, too, man. So it was like a family situation. Shout out to Juice, man. It's been time like me and Juice, shooting up and down the highway in the Ferrari and running 180 miles per hour.
Oh,
crazy. Like, that's big sus, man. It was like, it wasn't all bad. You're going to have bad apples in all situations. But, we had some good times, and it laid concrete for a lot of artists. A lot of the cars you see in their videos, a lot of stuff was actually stuff that they were helping people chase their dreams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was just an era that it'll never be redone. Like it'll never take place again.
I know that must have been a hell of an experience for you.
Hell yeah, it was. Like just going from the whole thing of getting into the music on a street level, from dealing with Bubba to going to Miss B, Gucci, and then the whole Jeezy move, and then coming into Jock and to Zoe and the Shorty Low, and just watching the progression of the I wouldn't even say work, the progression of partying, because that was a hell of a time. Like being in the club and watching chicks picking up bags of money, like big QP bags of quart bags of money, money stacked up to here. We standing up in chairs, and Meech might not know you, but if you with the crew, he'll throw you a brick of money. They got 1,000 ones, throw it. He got 1,000 ones. They bringing boxes of cash. And
is that where that track come from?
Oh man, yeah.
Young Jock, right?
Yeah, we still reminiscing on that. Like Jock new single, I know you heard. It actually.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about Jock's new single, "Wrong Places," man. This shit's crazy.
Yeah, man, it's out right now. It's iTunes, it's Google Play, it's wherever you want to get it. It's motivated.
I see the video getting ready to come out.
Yeah. I got a few behind the scenes clips that we've put out.
Tell everybody your Instagram right quick. That way they can see those scenes.
ChinoDollar CEO, ChinoDollar CEO.
Okay, and the behind the scenes, what kind of experience was it?
It was a real private setting. It was like a few of us.
Crazy BMF type stuff.
No. It was real. We're actually going back to shoot some more scenes, but we did it real private. We did it. It's a real visual, you know what I mean? And it's more kind of Michael Jackson type feel to it, you know what I mean? Entertaining.
It is.
Yeah, and it's more performance based, you know what I mean? So it's kind of a pre-bill for the main single, like reintroducing him. Right now, people wonder where he's been. He's finally out of contract. We can go back and release music without nobody stopping it, without no red tape. We finally got the ability to sign new artists and put them out. So
he looks a little bit more relaxed now.
Yeah, you always relax so motherfuckers ain't cracking the whip on you and taking everything you get, you know what I mean, or trying to take it. So, excuse me, I just came out of Virgin Islands, so I'm a little sick, man. I've been out in the ocean, sleeping naked on the beach, and enjoying myself. The shit got me fucked up, but
at least you weren't sick while you were there, right?
I got sick the last day.
Oh wow!
But it's like now with the TV show, it's a platform to build on. And the thing was, I was gone. I don't think people around him really were thinking about capitalizing on all the opportunities. You got the music, you got movies, you got products, you got regardless, at the end of the day, Young Jock is a brand. It's been a brand since we came out and had Tom Cruise doing this. Ever since they were saying Baby Mace, him and Puff on stage in the all white, we built a brand. So for them to let that brand do this while I was gone was kind of discouraging to me, So my thing now is to build it back is get back in these streets, get back to these young cats, because I came from that shit. You know what I mean? I came from the streets, so I know the struggle. So I don't mind jumping out in your hood with my shit on and ain't worrying about you taking nothing. You know what I mean? Because I got niggas with me that ain't going to let you take it. And at the end of the day, you're going to end up being with us, and you not going to want to have nobody taken from us. And that was kind of the whole sense with I learned from the BMF thing. You with us, you eat.
So I want to talk a little bit about the selling drugs thing and what landed you incarcerated for a little while. I know everybody wants to know this right now, and I know your family. Oh, I apologize. Go ahead.
Nah, it's one of those situations where when you change, you have to change your whole environment, people around you. You have to really be conscious of decisions you make. You know what I mean? Like, I was done hustling for 2 years before I got incarcerated. You know, they had snatched. The whole BMF thing was over with. A couple guys they didn't get that were still major, I was still kind of cool with them. And at the time, I went through the lawsuit with Block. Money was slowing up. They were at Squares, Buck out of Zoe Management, so we were kind of, you know, we did the hood, niggas sing them up, producer Chris Flame, and they were playing games with the Roy. When I filed a lawsuit, everything froze. So it was like...
So no money coming in.
Yeah. So
no show money.
Now, you know, at that point, you know, Zoe would have been the show money. But by Buck not managing, you know, us not managing that situation kind of cut that. Jock royalties and all of that stuff is being frozen. Now, I still get my publishing, my production money from the situation, but everything else, as far as like the mechanical override, all that stuff was frozen. You know what I mean? A lot of dirty games were played with the publishing. I had to go back and get that. So I'm watching money do this because lawyers are charging you $10 for an email, $20 for a minute on the phone, and you turn around, you got a $50,000 bill with an attorney, and you're like, damn, what the fuck you done did? And all he can tell you is, we got a court date coming soon, and that shit don't never come. And it's like...
So 50 grand get you from a lawyer, the court date's on its way.
Yeah, from the wrong lawyer. You know what I mean? But, you know, so I got the lawyer bills coming in, my bills and all that. You watching money do this. When somebody lay some things on the table to you, and the shit that you're not unaccustomed to, it's like, shit, let me put you with this person. I'm not doing it anymore, but, and you know, just by a small mistake like that can come back full circle and get you in a situation you don't want to be in. You know, and just a decision like that ended up costing me 7 years and 4 months away from my kids, my mother, my aunts, my cousins, you know, the people who really matter, you know what I mean? And it takes you from a mindset of freedom, free will, ability to make choices, to being like a dog in a cage. You know, and it's sad to say, but the people that run it and work there are people just like me and you, and they put that suit on and they treat you like they're a slave owner. You know, it's like you're no longer human. It really goes back to the Constitution. They say a black person is 3/5 of a man. You know, so that's the way they treat you when you're incarcerated. You know, you work all day to make 4 cents an hour. And it's sad to say, because me going into prison, I'm walking in there, I'm fighting a lawsuit. I just spent $200 grand on lawyers to get 10 years, because they were trying to give me life. Then they were trying to give me 20 years. And you really don't need an attorney dealing with the feds, because the sentencing guideline is already set. And that's what they're going to give your ass. You know, the mandatory minimum sentences are real.
So you think it's better just to go on a run?
Nah, don't go on the run. Fuck no. You go on the run, you're going to be in the penitentiary. Like when they sent me, I went to Victorville. You know, I'm out in California where they say run the whole spot. Niggas getting killed daily. It's like there's some shit out of movie that you think like, man, that shit ain't real. Yeah, people not making it home.
What I was interested in, though, that you got to meet Bernie Madoff.
Yeah. Shout out to Barney, man. I got a book, too, Barney signed for me. His book, and he signed my book. You know, we'll put him on eBay for sale, because he got some good shit he signed in his book for the people who wrote it and a lot of the victims and shit. Yeah, I'm going to start the bid at like $100,000. A guy stole his ID, took it out of prison, he got $100,000 for it.
100 grand for Bernie Madoff's ID?
Yeah, you got to think, Barney swindled, what, 68 billion bucks. So he's like one of the best that's ever done it, but he didn't get away with it. But yeah, that was one of the people that actually been incarcerated. Carmine, the head of the mob. You know, by the time I got to the end of my bid, I ended up at Button 1 and the drug program. And they keep you away from those individuals because it's kind of like cognitive thinking situation.
Oh, yeah.
But once you hit the compound and people get wind of who you are, what you've done, they see your visits, they want to know you, they want to talk to you. And Yeah, Barney was a person I had a few discussions with.
They say he's a really smart man, obviously.
Very smart, very intelligent, real humble.
Yeah.
Can be a real asshole at the same time. But again, he's just like a slave right now. You know, and it's sad. And Button is one of the better facilities when it comes down to treating inmates as almost as people. But like I've been to spots like in Victorville and Bennettsville and shit like you ain't shit. And I'm sitting back laughing because I'm thinking to myself, like, you can have all the money in the world, that shit don't matter. Because once you're inside of there, it's you shit, you piss, you eat when they tell you to, you go where they tell you to. They got the ability to, they have total control. It's a little different on the West Coast. You got Bloods, Crips, you got all the Spanish gangs, and they have more politics and more power within the prison because you have shot callers that actually tell a group of guys to stand down or this is what's going to happen. And administration, they understand this because shit can pop off and they can't control it. They come with live ammo, they got to kill and shoot to get order, and they don't really want that, but they will resort to it. So to not have to resort to it, they'll pull a few of the influential people on the compound and let them talk to their people as a group to get like an understanding and some order on the compound. But once you get back on the East Coast, it's not as much structure. You know, like you'll have Spanish guy or a black guy slap the shit out of a white guy or a Spanish guy. Out West, you're not touching nobody that's not in your race or not in your gang because it'll blow the whole prison up. And lives will be lost. And we really don't want that, but that's what happens. You get on this side, it's like free-for-all. You know, it's not as much structure. Police are more reckless, talk to you crazy. And just being in that situation, I learned to fall back, catch a cut, and observe what's going on and play my position, because you can easily get it where you spend the rest of your life in that motherfucker or you don't never make it out. And I chose to spend my time writing. When I was in California, my co-author, Don Twain, great author, we spent a lot of time in the law library every day writing on my book, revising, doing what we were doing. And that kept me out of a lot of the bullshit. I didn't gamble, I didn't drink, didn't do drugs, didn't owe no debts, didn't steal, so that kept me out of a lot of conflict.
So you pretty much just took your time and worked.
Yeah, because I already had, you know, like, they want you to work on that compound, but I told them at the beginning, I'm not slaving. You can put me in the shoes, you can do whatever you got to do. I already got my money. My money was made before I came to prison. I'm okay. You know what I mean? I'm trying to create an opportunity for when I get out of prison. I'm not going to build up your situation, you know, slaving for you, making mattresses or whatever the fuck, and you're going to pay me at the end of the month $5, and y'all going to go make $1 million off of what we just produced. Now I'm going to work on my shit now, so when I get out, I can already be situated and not stagnated in my, you know, transitioning back into society. And, you know, you got a few guys like that. They're thinking about when they get out and not getting caught up in the shit they want you to do. They want you to be involved in the gambling, the this and the that, working for them and getting wrapped up in that box. And you can get your mind stuck in that situation, you'll get out and you'll be fucked up. You'll be lost. I got a lot of partners right now out, don't know what to do. You know, because they fell victim to that systematic formula that they got in place.
Now, coming out of the system, and you have that formula already, kind of like the prison system way of life, then you hit the street. So I was there when you walked out. Your family was there when you walked out. Your mother, I think that's the first person you hugged, right?
Yeah.
Was your mother. And so when you saw all those people there, because I mean, Jock was out there, your opposing, Tracy, yeah, she was there. You had all these people around. You had cameras everywhere. Tell me about that. Right as you walked out and you saw everybody.
Man, it was one of those situations where I was like, words couldn't describe. I was like a lady. It was real emotional. Because the whole time I was gone, like I say, in the beginning, I sat in the county here 2 years. Soon as that's over, and you can only get 1 or 2 visits. You got to have a list of 3 people that can come see you in the county, so I don't get to see nobody. I disconnected myself from the world per se to, stay focused on my life and moving. And I get way to California. I got 1 visit when I was in California. I was there for 2 years. I got 1 visit. Jock came to see me in California. Then I get to South Carolina. I finally get to see my mom, my kids, my aunt, and they sent my cousin Chino down to South Carolina. I got to see my other aunt, got to see his mom, and more toward Dion, they got to come see me. Now I was getting to see people, and realize like, okay, well, they hadn't forgot about you. You know what I mean? Then I got to North Carolina, and I was able to see, like Tracy could come, Jock could come, my mom could come. It was those people. It was like all you knew for like the last 8 years, 7.5 years, to get out and get to see people that you knew before you went in, and just actually get to see them and be like, well, damn, they haven't forgot. And, you had Black Elvis, you had all of them people that we started music together, and they went on to achieve Grammys and being on national TV shows. And my kids, when I left, were here, and I come home, and my oldest son is 6'3", my baby boy is 6 foot, and it's like, my daughter was, a little cheerleader. Now I'm coming home and she's like telling me what to do, My little sister, my little cousin Keyshawn, from being a baby, to being grown, and it's like, damn, life has moved. You know what I mean? And at that instant, you see that life kept rolling. It didn't stop. You were in a time warp, but life kept going. And just to actually be able to hug, like Miss B, sis was there, just people that was in your daily life, and all of a sudden it's cut off. And to be thrown back into it and see all of them, and they still thinking about you, and they still there, it was a situation like words couldn't explain. You know what I mean? Like, it was something I had to sit back and think about for like a week. Like, damn, I need to call this person, tell them appreciate them for coming. I need to tell this person. I need to tell. It was a situation where, man, it was just mind blowing. I really can't even explain it now. It's going on like a year, actually tomorrow. What's today?
420 today.
Yeah, 421 will be a year since I walked out of that place tomorrow.
I mean, that must have been a big load off your shoulders when you walked through those doors and on that bus. And I mean, that bus ride home is a long road too, isn't it? Like it's a very long ride. But
when guys getting out, man, they got 2 things on their mind. Well, 3.
What's that?
Some food, money, and pussy.
Okay.
So I already had all 3 of them lined up. So my ride was like, when are we gonna get there? I'm on the phone, like, yeah, I'm this far away. I'm making sure she don't get away from me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hurry up.
Make sure nothing else comes up. I'm making sure that they got the money already ready for them when I go to the halfway house, and I'm making sure that my meal, the place I'm gonna stop, is open.
Yeah.
Or bring it to me. I wanted crab legs and hot wings from Hooters. That was the first thing I ate.
Okay, those things are good. Like, everybody love Hooters.
Yeah, Tracy brought me crab wings and hot wings. Actually, you brought my first hot wings to the bus station. I didn't have time to eat them. I ate 1 or 2, and everybody else killed them.
Yeah.
It was a great time. Man.
Nice little catering service right there, right?
Yeah, appreciate it.
Oh, no.
It was a great time.
All right, so now you've been out a year. Mm-hmm. You're a juggernaut in the music industry. you always been one. You've been one, since 2003, a juggernaut. All right. Tell us what's going on right now. I know you got some projects going on. And by the way, if you don't know, this guy is a hell of a rapper. He tries to tell everybody he's not, but look, Ballin' Out, you can check that out at ChinoDollar.com. Download the mixtape. It's one of the best records. And Doughboy Magic, I still think you had the hardest verse.
Yeah, it's crazy because we just had a show in Mississippi, and it was like 500,000 white kids. Some sorority week, I don't know. But Jock did Dope Boy Magic, and they went crazy when the song came on. And I'm like, damn, they're in college. They had to be about 10 when the record came out, or 13 or something. And when it got to my verse, and I said supercalifragilistic, the whole crowd was expialidocious. I was like, wow, these young white kids are actually, they rapped the whole verse. And I was
it's the hardest verse of the whole record.
And I was like, this is amazing. Like, because I didn't know that they would know that song, specifically Dope Boy Magic, specifically some 20, 19, 18, 21-year-old suburban white kids at Ole Miss actually taking over the record. It was like back in the day when you go to a Jeezy show, and he didn't have to rap. He put the mic in the crowd, and the whole club would rap his shit. And that was like, actually that motivated me to go back, and I just done a new record the other night.
Okay.
It was like, maybe I will just record to get it off my mind and just throw it out to people, because obviously some people like it. But that's not my main focus. I rather see helping other artists who really, that's what they want to do. I really look at that, and that's what I've been focused on. Of course, like we back building on Jock. I got ATL Bree. She just turned 14, and she's a dancer. Her IG is ATL.Bree. She got over like 370,000 IG followers from dancing.
Damn, that's a lot of followers.
Yeah. So you know me, I just done a record on it. Got with my business partner Money Cat, and we got with Heartbeats. We put a record together called Breeze on them. Yeah, and the record is out of here. Working on her. Been working with this kid Ace Boogie. The only thing with these young guys, they want to go, and they don't understand the business formula. They see other people throwing out mixtapes for free and this and that. And they don't understand that game is not for everybody. It's certain lanes and roads that you take to get to where you want to be. And, I'm letting him right now experience trying to put it together his way, and I'm going to put together something for him my way, and we're going to collab it together, because he's a talented rapper. He's a talented young kid, and I don't want to see him go through what I've been through in life, because these Atlanta streets will take you there. You know what I mean? And
talk about a little bit about the business side of the music industry. A lot of artists don't understand what a split sheet is or what that does for them, and they don't understand about the points on a record or points on an album, or like you said, they just keep throwing mixtapes up online. And
and the thing, like the game evolved. Like me, I had a lot of time to sit down and study and read and stay up to date on the transformation of the music industry, going from when I started back with Bubba and my cousin them in the singing group we had, recording on DATs and ADATs and shit like that, to going into the ultimate goals and making a cassette tape or a single or a CD. And now it's more ways of revenue to be made, with this digital streaming and these type things. And they came out with new codes and new encodings to put on metadata and stuff that goes on record, that in return it turns into a residual. But if you don't put the right metadata and the right codes and the right tracking systems on records and register them with the right companies, performance royalties and sound exchange and different stuff to get your money, what are you doing it for? Because you could take an artist like Jay-Z, he can throw out a free mixtape, but how many times that bitch gonna get streamed? And guarantee his people got the right RC codes and everything else on that video, on that song, that's gonna in turn get him that streaming revenue. But these artists are throwing it out there and get mad at you when you want to put the brakes on it to handle the business so you can get paid. So it's very important to understand when you in the studio, you get an understanding. Even if you don't fill the split sheet out and register it with ASCAP or whoever the performance society that you with, right then, have the paper copy. Have that producer sign it. If you got a feature artist, y'all go ahead and say, hey, you wrote this much of the record. That's worth 8%. Or, go ahead and get your numbers down and everybody sign off on it so later it won't be a problem if the record blows up and people greed kicks in. Get your producer agreements done. What's a big thing right now is getting these, SoundCloud beats and YouTube beats. And
oh, yeah. A lot of people get these beats off SoundCloud and YouTube and then or some kind of sound bite.
Yeah.
And it gets popping, and all of a sudden they get a letter from a lawyer.
Yeah. And they don't understand that these license agreements, these templates they're using, they're good for, I guess, going on your mixtape, getting you to write, but at the same time, you would want to be more defined in, can I sell this on YouTube for X amount of time? Can I do this? Can I do that? Can we, work your business out with them? Because a lot of guys got some jamming that shit on YouTube and SoundCloud and this and that. But the problem is they make money if you pay to download it, like my site with ChinoDollar.com. I lowered the price of the beats to $4.99. And
you tell me you get a beat for $4.99?
Yeah, from platinum producers and all of that. Because
who's the platinum producers?
I got Black Elvis, I got Lock Did It, I got Black Charm, I got SL, Chris Flame.
These guys are big guys in the music business.
Yeah, but it's all about the residual income. We're not worried because I can give you the beat for $5. If I do 100,000 beats at $5 in a year, that's $500,000 from all these producers. So
that is crazy. $5 for a professionally great beat.
And then you can come back and I will license the beat to you. I would take it off the site. And I will have the paperwork to where you can sell the beat, you can iTunes it, you can Google Play, you can do whatever. Because I got an understanding that, of course, in that situation, the royalty would go from different from you buying the beat and doing a regular producer agreement to us doing a share of the total record. Now it makes more sense because if you get 10,000 downloads and we're doing a share on it, of course I'm gonna make up for that advance you would have gave me and 3%, 40% royalty from the sale of it. It makes more sense. See, sometimes you got to create your own avenue.
I mean, that's a genius idea because artists can sit there and get a beat for $5, test it, see how it's working, and if it's starting to work, they can come right back to you.
We'll do a revenue share on the record, and let's go.
I mean, that saves a ton of time and money.
I'm not gonna market and promote the record for you.
Yeah,
you're gonna do your own marketing and
promotion. Yeah, but I mean,
but you can hire us. I have a team of people we do the consulting. I have attorneys. We will make sure that.
But I can put produced by Chris Flame.
Yeah. Oh, that's what you're gonna put on it. You
know
what I mean?
The hell
we're getting our credits. You know what I mean? You're gonna Black Elvis, Lock Did It. You're gonna have that, and like I got Heartbeats coming up, some stuff. Black Charm. I got guys that are sending me beats now, and we're gonna actually start pumping because I haven't been pumping the website. I've been trying to get situated. Transition back. I had to do the halfway house arrest. Excuse me. Just at Virgin Islands. Got a little sick.
That's okay.
Sitting butt naked on the beach.
Can't
I have been on a vacation, so when I got to go on one, I really enjoyed myself. So I brought a little cold back with me.
I'm shocked. Yeah, I'm shocked that you didn't just stay. It was so beautiful there.
Hey man, I've been thinking, man, next 5 years I'm gonna move to a remote island and chill for about a year. Spearfish.
I can see Chino spearfishing right now.
Spearfishing, and just cool it.
I love the beach. I think everybody does. We should do some parties on the beach.
Oh yeah.
We gotta get down to Miami and throw one big party.
Oh, actually, we're planning. We just did a deal, E-Vape, Desserts by Young Jock with Ruthless. vape line,
Okay.
and we're planning a lunch party for Miami. So we closed that deal, and we're just testing flavors right now. I'm gonna attack the vape community, like real strong. I'm gonna do a lunch in Miami.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I guess they'll be able to stay posted on ChinoDollar.com.
Yeah, they'll know.
On
They'll
Instagram.
Know. Yeah, they'll know. We're getting the product ready. Do a big lunch party in Miami. We're doing one in LA. I think they said somewhere in the Midwest. And we will be at a lot of the vape conventions that's going on.
I love the strawberry and the mango vapes.
Oh yeah, we got something, man. We got one, man. I'm not gonna spill it, but it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's one of those. And it's like, it's a backup for people who like cannabis. So it's like one of the elevators to the cannabis.
Everybody love cannabis too.
Yeah.
Everybody love it. It's definitely go. Bernie Sanders, we appreciate you if you go ahead and take care of that for us.
But I won't be able to contribute. I'm on probation. I don't smoke anyway.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's a bad habit for people.
Yeah, I don't smoke. I mean, to each his own. I used to sell a lot of it.
Yeah, I read. Yeah.
But
So, I want to talk about a little bit, you selling a little bit of it. In your book, I read you sold $1 million worth of, is it regular weed, like brick weed?
we
$1 million worth?
Back then it was what we call mid, popcorn. You could come out west for 500, get out here, go for 1,000, 1,200, 1,100, 900.
Nobody believe those prices today.
I mean, I used to laugh at guys selling cocaine and heroin and shit, because I'd be like, I make the same money y'all make off weed. And it was like,
Yeah, a lot less.
and y'all gonna get more time. And that's why I was so disappointed in myself for catching somebody else's drug case with cocaine when I didn't deal with cocaine. You know what I mean? It was one of those situations where you go spend, back then, guys on the street were spending $19,000 for a brick of cocaine and making $19,500, making $500, $1,000. You invested all that money. And it's like, the
That
shit
don't
didn't
make no
ever
sense.
add up to me.
That don't make no sense.
Yeah, it didn't add up. And then when I go to prison, I hear the cocaine going for $30,000, $36,000, $32,000 for a key. Some people got them 26 and 28. So I'm really like, how the fuck y'all making any money? When, way back then, I could go out west, grab some OG, some Kush, $2,200, $1,900 a pound, come back out here for $6,000, $65,000.
Yeah.
Make $200,000 and I don't have to do nothing for another month or two. It was those type of situations. But,
A lot less headaches.
yeah. And that's why they legalizing it. The government knows it now. They're
Yeah.
like, look, shit, we make a lot of money.
Yeah, it won't be too much longer. I was shocked to see how far even the state of Georgia's gone with it, and it's about time though, really. It's
Because you give people a lot of time for what's legal in certain states, and you're using it for medical reasons. You're using it for all these other reasons. And me personally, I don't condone drug use. I never condone selling drugs. But I know everybody has circumstances because I went through them. You know what I mean? Things in your life will happen to where with no other avenues, you're going to result to what's in front of you.
So what would you say to the kid in America today? All right, so maybe he's right at poverty line, no father, mother's always gone all the time, and he want to start hustling to get some paper in his pocket. Now, mind you, they're cutting community services now. There's really no programs hardly going in the schools, and he's like, well, this is the way I can, start getting stuff. I can do something.
I always put it like this, and this is just real as it can be. It's a difference between a want and a need. Motherfuckers need to eat or they gonna die. Now, I never tell a kid or try to the best decision for their life, but seek all opportunities. Seek a mentor. Seek and seek somebody that can help you go in a different direction before you make that your resort. Seek a job. Try to get a job. Now, like in my situation growing up, I was bouncing back and forth from Atlanta to Athens. And in Athens, it wasn't about a bus line where my grandmother lived. So going to get a job, getting back and forth wasn't an option. Nobody had a car. One car in the house, 5 people. Playing sports. My uncle having to pick me up, take me back and forth for that. Then when that's over with, I'm here, and it's like my aunt's at work, my other uncle, he's at work. Could have got a job here, but my grandmother was so growing up till I was about 12, didn't want me in Atlanta because she didn't want nothing to happen. Yeah. Like, oh, no, keep him here. And then when I got like 15 or so, and they seen that the same troubles lie wherever you at. You know what I mean? It's actually, I would have had a better opportunity in Atlanta, catching MARTA, getting a job back and forth to McDonald's, Six Flags, to being there at 12 and not having a 14 and not being able to get back and forth anywhere. And I walk out the front door and it's crackheads walking up and down the street. And it's,
but the crackheads got the money.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't understand how they get the money, but they find ways to get the money.
I mean, you got functional crackheads. You got people that work all day that have habits.
Just habits.
Have addictions. And, they're riding down the street and I'm broke and I'm hungry. And I'm like, my cousin got what they want. He'll give it to me. And I can go and just stand right here and give it to him. And I can buy me something to eat. So I know it's a kid right now that's in my position that's like me. I didn't have nobody else to go to older to say, well, we can lead you in a direction where we'll pick you up and take you to work. We'll do this, we'll do that. Everybody's worried about them and their situation. And like now, a lot of the older guys my age, I deal with a lot of these kids and they call me 24/7, can I get to the studio? Do you have something I can do to make some money? They don't want to sell drugs. But if I don't have an opportunity to put in front of them, or this person who does is not answering the phone to help them, that's what they're going to go do. And everybody's situation is different,
So I got a quick question to ask you. There's a study going on right now in Atlanta, all right, and they're about kids being in suspension, all right. Gwinnett County tends to have the highest rate of children being suspended for misbehavior act. And also Decatur, even, and these kids, they're being suspended on a large amount nowadays. What would you tell these kids who are being suspended at school?
They have first off, they have to value their education. You can't do nothing in life without an education. I don't care what, you can't get no money without an education. Like, I'm not saying you got to go get your MBA, your bachelor's, and, your doctors and this and that. But you have to have education, be educated enough to read. For one, a lot of kids these days, I'm learning, can't even read. They not only read, but write. A lot of them, the Ebonics text got them so messed up to where they can't formulate a complete sentence. And then at the same time as you're reading, you have to be able to comprehend. And all that comes from practice. Reading, math. You say you want some money, but you can't count the money.
Yeah.
You gotta know how to budget the money.
If you try to be in the music industry, a lot of people don't know it's all math.
Yeah.
Every bit of it's math, from the controllers all the way to the
music. Music is math. 7 notes in music. That's recycled. The circle of fifths is music. Chord progressions, it's all numbers. So even when you go down to your BPM, it's numbers. The tempo of the record, everything is, the melody is numbers. You know what I mean? So from the beginning of creating music, when I turn on my beat machine, I set my tempo. Numbers. all the way to the split sheet when the record is done, numbers. All the way down to what it's sold for is numbers.
And that's what's with any business, isn't
That's
it?
with any business. So you have to get an education. And they don't value the education, so they get where my son, this fool had the nerve to call me and ask me for some money, right? And I talked to my mom. I said, well, what was his report card like? Send it to me. Well, he's failing computer class. How in the fuck are you failing computer class? She said, well, because he's behind. How are you behind and you at school every day? So I asked him, he say, because I be behind on doing my work in class. You're working on a computer. How do you get behind? You're not valuing the time that you're putting into what you're supposed to be doing. And now you're failing. Now you're behind. That's why you're failing. And things like that let me know that there's no value into what he's supposed to be doing. So I had to sit back and find ways to put that value behind what he's doing. And I had this talk with him. You know, like every second, you got to put a value on it.
Yeah. I mean, every second's money.
Yeah.
Well, Chino, you've said a lot of great things with the children, and you've had a lot of inspiration to them. On a final note, when it comes to children seeking what they want to do in life and the education, if you could give them one piece of advice, what would it be?
Believe and do it for yourself. Because ain't nobody else going to do it. You know, you have to put in what you want to get out. You know, believe. Don't let nobody else tell you you can't do this or you can't do that. You know, you look at me and you look at the artists I deal with, and me, I'm more behind the scenes person. And you look at the careers of my friends, not just artists, business relationship, we all shared the same thing. We had a vision, a goal, and we believed. Some of my best friends, we don't even do the same thing for a living because I had a different vision and a different goal, and I went after it. So the kids have to believe and truly don't let nobody tell you what you cannot do. You could do whatever you want to do. Like this shirt, Low Key Famous, this is my artist. She's 14, ATL Bree. You can check out on Instagram, 14 years old, ATL.Bree. My Instagram is ChinoDollar CEO. And you'll see she has 360,000 followers on Instagram from dancing. And nobody discouraged her from saying that dancing was bad or you can't be this, you can't be that. So when I seen that, we just did our first record. Shout out to Money Cat. We got with Heartbeats, we got our first record. We got with her mom. We got our first T-shirt line, Busy Bree. And once you put your effort into it, other people will come and support it. You know, so, like, and you have to learn it. Like with my daughter, she wants to model. I don't do it for her. She's doing it the hard way. She's valuing her education.